Hey guys, it's Jenny Franklin from Traveling Franklin's Lazy Budget Travel Academy and the Facebook group, free Facebook group, Lazy Budget Travel Tips. I recently recorded a video about the recent news of Southwest Airlines now showing up in Google Flights search results, which is a big win. But I wanted to tell you why this is even a big deal. I also wrote a blog post about this that I will be dropping in the description, or if you found this video from that blog post, hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and let's get to it. So Google Flights is a flight search aggregator that will show you the best flights for you and your search results. However, Google Flights has not always shown Southwest Airlines. And that's a big deal because Southwest Airlines has a really solid budget airline product. So historically, you would search flights on Google, and then you would have to go on the Southwest site and search flights there as well. Now you can search just on Google and you will see all the flights, including Southwest. But what makes this even more amazing is that with Google Flights, you can set price alerts, which is awesome. You could not do that before with Southwest Airlines on their actual website. So the fact that it's on Google Flights makes this even a better tool and is really changing the way that we search flights for the better. So let's just run through this really quick. I'm looking for a flight from Fort Lauderdale to Dallas. When it comes to Google Flights, what I really love about it is I can search round trip one way, but I can also just search location. I don't have to put specific airports. If I wanted to, I could put up to 7. But if you're somebody who's not really familiar with the airports that are available, or you really just want to get the best price or like the best flights all in one place, then I think it's really great for you to just add the actual area instead of the specific airports. So I went ahead and put Fort Lauderdale to Dallas, and then you can look at what I call like the low fare calendar, where it'll show you which dates have the cheapest price. Now, if you are flexible, this is amazing because you can then follow the deal instead of follow the deal instead of like doing a specific date. So if you're not flexible, it still kind of gives you a good idea as to what the prices are for specific dates. So I'm not super flexible with this. I do need to fly in November. So let's go to November. And I'm looking to fly early this week. So let's see. We have $83 on the 4th and $70 on the 5th. The 5th would work fine for me. So let's check this out. Let's hit search. All right. And another really great thing about Google Flights are the filters. So you can filter by stops, by airline. Now it shows Southwest, which is very exciting. But for me, I like to have all of the airlines so that I can see everything. But if I was coming in here specifically for Southwest, I could just select that. But what I am going to do is do nonstop flight because for me, nonstop flights are really important. If you're somebody who doesn't really care how long it takes to get to a destination, you just want the absolute cheapest flight available, then go for it. Do those connecting flights. But just for me and my preferences, I want to get there as soon as possible, and I'm willing to pay a little more. And then you can also filter for bags. Remember, Southwest does not charge ever for carry-on bags, and for the first 2 checked bags per person, they do not charge, which is amazing. So normally I would make sure that I have 1 carry-on bag checked here, because no matter what, I always need a carry-on bag. If I don't have that checked, then some airlines will give me like the basic economy fare, which doesn't include a carry-on bag, and you can only have a personal item, but I'm gonna need a carry-on bag. So having that filter there really helps me save time. And then, like I said, you could do the airlines, pricing, times. If you want to find the best price on flights, you really should have all the times. You know, sometimes the best price is going to leave at 6 a.m. Sometimes the cheapest is going to be late at night. Up to you. I'm totally fine with an early flight or a late flight. All right, so right away, Google Flights is showing me the best flights for my preferences, but what we really want to see here is the tracking of and the price alerts. I can track this flight for the specific date of November 5th, and I will get emails every time the price either increases or changes. Or I can do any dates for this route. And sometimes I like to do that because if I'm very flexible with the dates, then it's kind of nice to be able to get alerts. So if, let's say I'm looking at November, but it turns out September has really great prices, or the flights change to where now they have good prices, then I'm going to get an email notification. And then I also like to look at the date grid, because the date grid is going to help me figure out what are other great times, or really great dates, sorry, not times. So let's say flying on Sunday is so much more expensive than flying on Tuesday. I can see that here. Or it's showing me that I could fly on Wednesday or on Thursday for the same flight or same price. And then I really like the price graph because it kind of gives me a bird's eye view. Like this is showing for November that right now I'm really looking at probably the lowest, but it's about the same from the 5th to the 11th, which is a good thing to know. But then in December, it shoots up. So I definitely don't want to fly in December. So this is just a really good way to see, you know, in addition to looking at the calendar and the date grid, you know, when would be the best time. And it just helps you make an informed decision when it comes to booking your flights. All right, so I see here that we have a 7:45 a.m. or a 4:20 p.m. And then we have some other flights here for Spirit, for American. These are all going to be nonstop, but these are going to be more expensive. And that's because I chose a carry-on bag. And these other airlines like Spirit or American, they tack on fees that Southwest doesn't do. Southwest is really you know, known for the fact, and they call it transparency, that they're really transparent about all of the fees that they charge. And they are really cognizant of the fact that we don't like to get nickeled and dimed. Now, keep in mind that although Southwest doesn't charge for carry-on bags or checked bags, they have their own fees that they charge. For example, they'll charge you an early bird fee because they don't give you assigned seats. They will give you a space in line. So you could be on the A list, so you can be the front of the line, but within that, they'll give you a space in line, or the B list. The sooner you book early bird check-in, the sooner they can get you in the line. So that's going to be an extra fee. And they did just increase those fees. So keep that in mind. So it's going to be $70, but probably want to add $25 to that. So if I want to do early bird check-in, because I like to have the best chance of getting the best seat, I don't really want to sit in the middle, then it's gonna be $95 really, as opposed to $70. So got to keep that in mind when you are looking at these flights. Yes, Southwest looks cheaper. It does include carry-on luggage and it does include your 2 free checked bags. However, if you want that early bird, then add $25. So that's $95 in comparison to $133. And you get an assigned seat, I believe, with this price. Let's see. Basic economy. No, you don't. No, actually you don't. So it would be $173 on American. And that would include the seat selection and 1 carry-on. So compare $95 to $173. And I don't even look at Spirit. I don't even bother. So if you are okay with Spirit, then more power to you, but I'm just not even gonna bother. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the 420 option. And I do want to point out here that it's showing the airport is Fort Lauderdale. We originally just chose Fort Lauderdale as the city, not a specific airport. But for the filters that we chose, it's giving us Fort Lauderdale. And then we're flying into Dallas Love Field. A lot of people think for Dallas, it's DFW, but actually Dallas Love Field is a very convenient airport. And Southwest is the only one on this list that has a direct flight to that airport. All of the other ones are showing DFW. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you have specific airports you need to fly into, then you can select those when you're doing your search. But if you want to be open, then you can just put the actual city and Google will give you the best available price-wise based on your filters. But keep an eye on the airports though. If I hadn't checked here, I could have assumed that I was flying into DFW, but in fact, I'm flying into Dallas Love Field. And then it shows here, just like for all the other airlines that you'll see when you are expanding this is going to be operated by Southwest. It's an economy. This is the aircraft, and then this is the flight number. It shows the above average leg room is 32 inches. It does tell me that there's Wi-Fi for a fee. It indicates that there is a charging outlet, so that's good to know. And then pretty much all of the Southwest flights are going to be like bring your own device. So I have to use my phone or an iPad or like a laptop to be able to stream media. And then it will show me the emissions. So let's hit select. And I have another option here to select track prices. And I'm going to tell you why tracking prices for Southwest is such a great thing. Obviously, being able to get price alerts when you couldn't get that before is amazing. But here's another reason why. Southwest doesn't charge any change fees whatsoever. And they make it really easy for you to be able to update your flights for a credit. So if you get a price alert that the price went down, let's say this price is going to go down from $70 to $40. And I get a price alert for that. I can go on the Southwest website or use the app. The app is really user-friendly as well. Just hit change, choose the flight, the exact same flight, and it'll give me a credit back for the difference. So I can use that credit whenever I want. It does not expire. So if I fly Southwest again, they'll automatically add that credit. Same thing goes for points as well. So if you're using points, then you'll get those points back. And now instead of having to check manually, you're going to get an automatic price alert. So that's amazing. And then it shows me the booking options just like it does for any other airline. For Wanna Get Away, it's $70. And I get free all of the fare types. It's free changes and 1 free carry-on, 2 free checked bags per person. And if I wanted to do Wanna Get Away Plus, it's showing that's $85. And I forget what Wanna Get Away Plus is, but I'm sure it'll explain it to me if I chose that. But honestly, Wanna Get Away is fine with me. All right. So then Google Flights will just direct me straight to the Southwest website to book this flight direct with them. And it told me that it was $70. And according to the pricing here, it's $69.98, which is $70. So Google Flights gave me the correct information. It took me straight to this booking, for me to be able to book. Previously, when I first checked this, in the other video that I created, it didn't take me straight to book it. It took me to the list of flights. I think it was a fluke. It took me to the list of flights, and then I was able to see all of the other flights. And I saw some nonstops that didn't show on Google Flights. I think that was just a fluke though, because now every time I've checked it, it's been totally accurate. And it's taking me to this page where I can just go ahead and book it. Okay, so I had to log in, but now it's showing me how much it is to add the early bird check-in. And you want to add the early bird check-in so that you're automatically checked in, because you're going to get the earliest boarding position possible. If there are other passengers that have a higher status on the Rapid Rewards points program, which is possible, they will get to be higher on the list. But the earlier you purchase early bird, the earliest they will get you on the list. And it depends on the status that you have with Rapid Rewards. But if I am going to take this flight, I just go ahead and do the early bird check-in because I want to get the best possible seat. And if I waited to add the early bird check-in later, then I'm probably going to get on the B list. And the B list already, there's a ton of people in front of you. So if you're going to do it, do it. It's not like early bird's going to be cheaper later. So I just do it right up front. And then scroll down, it shows that, like I said before, it's then going to increase this to about $95. So I'm going to go ahead and book this flight, and then I'm going to keep those price alerts on, even though I already booked the flight, because of what I mentioned earlier about the fact that if the price goes down, I'll be able to easily update or change my flight on the app or on the website to get a credit. So this is why having Southwest show on Google Flights search results is so great. If you have any questions or you have any other comments about this new development, please go ahead and drop that in the comment section. I'll go ahead and add some more information into the description. But if you like this video and you learned a lot, go ahead and like it and subscribe. And I look forward to sharing more travel tips with you. Thanks, guys.